Hello, everyone, and welcome to an unexpected side story. Not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but I'll come up with something later. Um, so, you can see that there's someone else here. He is going to be joining the main campaign later, but for now, we're just doing a side story. So, to get started, um, here's the main story, and they've already made their characters. Um, let's see. So the main story is, I'll throw up the map, may as well, on the screen. Although the place that I'm going to be talking about isn't currently there. I'm going to add it later. So, currently, your characters, however they got there, doesn't really matter. You can see my mouse, correct? Moving around. You can see my mouse moving around?
Yeah, we can.
So, it's going to be at this specific location. This little bump on the bottom of the blazing mound. You're currently there. There's a small town slash city there. And it's called. Let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second, simply because I don't want you to see all my notes. So the name of the place is called Pombo Flambo. Yes, I just came up with that.
I'm not laughing right now. Not trying to laugh.
I'll throw it in the chat for everybody. Just in case you want to keep track of it for later. That's how it's spelled. Pombo Flambo. And it's a town on the outskirts of the Blazing Mound. The sea surrounding this landmass in the middle of this basically large ocean slash sea area. Basically, the ocean around that area is boiling perpetually. So any of the boats that you would have had to have come across on, or airships, because there are airships in this universe, you could have come on an airship. The boat, if you came on a boat, then it would have had to have been reinforced to withstand the heat. And other than that, so you're at a city. It's a relatively small city. There's not many people who live on this big landmass in general, because it's very hostile to life. There's very few sources of food. Most of the sources of food are on fire constantly, and even the vegetation is adapted to being able to be withstanding high temperatures or being constantly on fire. And yeah, so it's hard to farm anything. If you try to farm anything, you'd have to farm mostly native plants to the area. So it's kind of hard to get around on this particular island or landmass in the middle of this boiling sea. Apparently there are extra planar portals to the plane of fire, though I assume that your characters probably came from elsewhere, and they probably haven't been here long and haven't seen any. So, let's see. So, to introduce your characters, I'm going to say that basically you're being called in. You basically accepted the contract for the cult of, let's see, I have a name here. Cult of the Aspects is what it's called. I'll throw that in the chat as well, in case you want to keep track of that. Cult of the Aspects. Cult of Aspects, sorry. That's what I have written there. Cult of Aspects. And you were called upon to either deal with them, or as in kill them, or make them go away. So it's up to you, whoever takes the contract, how to deal with it. It says in the contract that it's up to you how you deal with them, as long as they stop attacking this particular town. And the only reason they know that is because a sheet of paper was on one of the cultists that was subdued, and that's what it said on it. And they didn't. The cultists managed to escape somehow when they weren't looking. You're not sure how that happened, but they're not being specific about it. And the sheet of paper just said that we worship the aspects and things like that, so they gained the name Cult of the Aspects. Let's see. So you're being called in to the main town hall area of this particular region. It's not like anything extravagant. It's just like made out of, the building itself is made out of porous molten rock, probably easily destroyed if you were to try to do that. And the building itself is very dark. It has just a few lamps, and you're being called in. You were sitting in a room for a little bit to wait until let's see, the mayor, I'll say, of the town was willing to see you to give you specifics on the contract. Basically, you came from wherever you came from, and you saw the contract, and it said to go see him at a specific time after you accepted the contract. And you see someone in the waiting room with you. So just give basic description of your character, whoever wants to go first.
Okay, so I'm a dwarf, a hill dwarf. I'm wearing a full plate armor. I have a shield on my back, so it's ready, but I'm currently wielding this giant hammer that's pretty much bigger than me.
I can already imagine it.
Anything else notable, like any
I do have
armor, or
I do have a small metal piece sticking in my forehead.
Interesting. All right, next.
Well, you can see a big lizard folk sitting in the room. Most of his equipment seem to have something away from bone, except for a dagger. That is just a normal dagger. Seems a bit out of place for someone that is nearly completely donned in, has his equipment something with bone, but except that dagger.
All right, any specific color of lizard folk? It's up to you. You can be green or red or any
He seems
stereotypical
to have
lizard color.
some more darker shades of color.
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
that he blends more in with darkness than normal, and a small bag on the side of his belt, which seems to have some different colorations to it.
Okay, fair enough. I don't want to push you too far. I just wanted to picture them a little bit. So,
my beard is almost blonde, but you can see it's clearly starting to become gray. So there's a lot of gray in it.
Oh, cool. So, there is a person sitting behind a desk. It's a woman currently tending to papers, and she's kind of warily eyeing the bone-clad lizard folk but she's retaining her composure. She's not like freaking out or anything.
How long have we been waiting here?
For about you came in about 20 minutes ago, and the lizard folk just walked in and sat down. I'll say.
Okay, so I'll be shouting at the receptionist. So how long is this gonna take? Can we have some supplies over here? I'm thirsty.
And she glances over at you and she says, "He's in a meeting. He'll be ready in a couple of minutes. But from what I am," and she glances down at a piece of paper, she says, "You are the two who are here for the contract? The cult contract?"
Sounds about right.
Sounds close, yes.
Alright. I'll go give him a nudge, but he is talking to somebody important at the moment. And she gets up, and just as you're beginning to sit down, whatever your lizard folk character's name is,
Yes, still
as
trying
soon
to
as you
figure
go
it
to
out myself.
that's all right. As soon as you sat down, you saw that conversation happen, and you were involved. And she walks out, and as she walks out, she says, "Well, you may as well conversate if you're going to be doing a job together. May as well figure out what you two are doing or what your skill sets are, I guess. I'll be back in a moment." And she walks off down a hallway, which it's pretty expertly crafted for being a porous rock building. And she just walks down a hallway, and you can see that she opens a door at the end of the hallway and goes in. So basically, you have a couple of seconds to talk if you want to.
Yeah, just what I was about to do.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what is man like you doing here?
I am no man. Don't you see my glorious beard?
Tiny man, then.
Like, Iron Head. And as he says tiny head, I smash him like I headbutt him.
Dodge that! But do all
a guard
athletics or something?
outside comes in to make sure everything's okay, and he's like, "You fighting or what?"
You wanna bet?
Well, I just wanted to keep the peace, but sure.
So what?
Are you down or not? Look to the lizard man. Are you backing out?
If small man is insulted by words, then he can be insulted if he wants.
The guard just stands there warily, making sure that you don't smash any furniture in the room, but just standing there, making sure everything's okay at the moment.
It's fine. But where's the nearest tavern? This mayor's taking way too long.
Well,
if you miss call, I won't come for you.
Well, the nearest tavern. Well, this is a pretty small place, so there's only one. It's called the Firewater. Crap. It's called the Firewater. The Firewater Station. There we go. The Firewater Station. It's just down that way a little ways, but it's about 10 minutes walk from here. So you might miss your appointment if that's what you're here for. Disagreement or?
Oh, we're just killing some cultists apparently.
Oh, you're those. You're those guys.
Yes, we those two guys.
All right. Well, just so you know, and he starts whispering to you guys. We sent 10 guards out there. I don't know if they told you or not, and none of them came back. So,
are those guards like yourself or stronger?
Oh. He starts looking at his armor, and he's a pretty bulky guy, but you think that you could probably take him if you really had to.
I like funny humor of little man.
And he starts looking down at himself, and he says, "I'm not the best here, but neither were they. So I don't know if that's what you're looking for, or if that's a satisfying answer."
Well, if Lizard Man is anything like me, then I'm sure we'll have no trouble.
No trouble at all.
Alright. Well, they tried to keep it hush-hush, but we're a small town here, so we couldn't help but notice.
You call this town small?
He looks around. There's about, when you came here, they're relatively bustling. I'll say that there's about between 1,000 and 3,000 people who live here.
Lizard folk town is way smaller.
he looks at you and he says, "Well, we are humans, you know how we are." He sort of chuckles.
Like rabbits breeding like mad.
Nods. So you're not planning on breaking anything in here, are you? I might get demoted if you do.
Well,
I
how
won't
about
break.
this? You go run over to the tavern, get me an ale, and I flip him a coin. And I won't
He
break
catches it.
anything.
Alright. Sure. He puts it in his pocket. And he says, "Anything specific?"
The strongest they got.
Okay.
Little man's always like strongest, remember that.
Alright. So he begins to walk out. Unless if you, lizard man, want anything.
Meanwhile, nothing. I got own stuff.
He walks out. So you just gonna wait? Or are you gonna try to fight again?
Well, I am keeping an eye on the little man. If he tries to do a sneak attack.
I'm not sneaky at all. If I walk towards you, you can hear a clang, clang, clang,
Yeah.
clang.
Clang, clang, clang.
Alright.
And it would be pretty hard to actually hit me without an armor. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't have armor. Just pure bones and clothes.
Alright.
Well,
Yeah,
if the bones give me an armor, who knows?
I don't try to fight me again, but I look really annoyed whenever you say little man.
You seem little.
Alright.
You seem like little men to me. Humans are big. Well, normally. And then you have real big.
Humans are weak. I'm no human.
Well, you have squishy skin.
You look similar to a human as well. Look how tall you are.
No squishy skin.
We'll see about that. That I grab my warhammer.
He said no break.
For now.
Good. Just keeping a watchful eye on him.
Alright. So as that happens, I'll say that she comes back out and she says, "He will see you now." And you see another man walking out. He has a big, long black coat, and he has a hood over his head. And you can't even see his arms or his legs or anything because the cloak is just so trailing. And he just walks out of the building.
All right. I tell the receptionist that if the guard comes back with my ale, she can just send him in.
All right. Not a usual request, but you're not usual people.
Oh.
She nods towards you both and motions for you to head down the hallway to the door.
I'll do
I
it.
head down the hallway.
All right.
Or does little man want to go first?
That's dwarf to you.
I will try to remember.
All right. So you guys go down the hallway, regardless of order, and there's two large wooden double doors. You saw her go in, no problem.
Save.
So there's probably no traps. So you
Obviously.
just push you push the door open, and there is a bald-headed human, about middle-aged, and he's got glasses on, and he's just sort of sitting behind a large desk, and he's writing on a piece of paper, and he sees you come in, and he's like, "Come in, come in."
What's
I
in the
walk-
room? Are there like
There
chairs?
there's two chairs in front of his desk.
I sit down in one of them. And
I stand by mine, ready
Alright.
to go, but because sitting is for the slow.
All right. So he eyes you both warily, and then I'm going to make a roll. Just a d20. See what we get.
Ooh, Nate, that's not good, I guess.
All right. He looks at the lizard and he says, "Well, we will pay you. Don't worry. Just don't hurt anybody in the town as you're.
I don't hurt nobody.
We're willing to deal with you. It's just that people.
I know, not good stories about lots of us, but that's stories.
All right." And he looks over towards the dwarf, and he says, "All right. So you both read the contract, I assume."
some of it, like the part where we get paid, right?
Yes, you do get paid, and
Little
as the
man get-
contract, as the
We
contract,
are after cult about animals, I thought.
Yes, there are rumors about that. So I decided to include it just in case it was helpful. But otherwise, as the contract states, you will each get paid 1,000 gold pieces upon completion. Proof of defeating them, or proof of a symbol or beginnings of a treaty in which we will be able to begin negotiations. So it's up to you how you want to deal with this situation. We just want them to stop hassling us. They steal food. They rummage through people's houses. It's not enjoyable for us, needless to say.
Obviously, cult not very good thing.
What do you say, Lizard? Would you prefer fighting or talking to these scum?
Talking seems less painful, but if they violent, then we have fight.
All right. Sounds like you've done something like this before. I'll leave it to your judgment. Let's see. Yes, the rumors about the animals. Sometimes at the scenes where we saw some of the cultists, they left effigies of different animals. We thought they might be big totems or something like that. But we weren't sure. I can produce one for you if you wish.
Produce or get one from you found? Maybe that would.
He opens a drawer and he takes out a little doll. It looks like, and it's kind of like it's got its legs down and its face is very pointed, and it has it's made out of like grasses and straw, and it's actually has pretty fine details because it has teeth in its mouth and it looks kind of like a bear. And he shows it to you. This was dropped during one of the raids. Also,
Is this some sort of voodoo doll? I've seen stuff like that before.
It seems like a religious thing. Maybe dwarf knows something about it. Maybe past. Maybe
What do
religion.
you know about voodoo, shaman?
I know very little about, but I can try to think. I can dig in mind. Let's see. So religion, history. What do we all?
you can roll religion, or you can roll history. You can roll either or.
Well,
gives you
they're
information.
both a 0, so it's both a guess to see what will happen.
It gives you different information depending on. So it would give you historical significance if you roll history, and it
Yeah,
will
but
give
I
you
was going for
religious
religion.
significance.
So let's see what religion does. Oh. Well, there you have it. I won. I know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I
You've
know.
never seen anything similar.
Me know nothing. Dwarf know something, maybe?
Looks like voodoo magic to me.
If you think so.
You can make any assumptions you wish without rolling, so he can do that.
Maybe some kind of, well, obvious cult. So maybe worship this thing?
That's what we were thinking. They also have what appear to be tamed animals.
What sort of animals? Like how big?
Well, some are about human-sized. It depends on the animal, right?
Whoa. Human sized?
Yes, bears, wolves, that sort of.
Ah.
That should not be an issue.
Right.
But
Glad to hear it.
yeah, but normal animals or more?
Well, we can only go based on what we see,
That's
and
what
we
we see.
saw some animals running away. 4 legs, head, body, animals.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing too weird, at least that we saw.
It's good.
Alright, so if you need any more information, you can ask. But that's all that I could think of that was relevant, other than the location, which I will give you before you leave, on a map.
Just show us now.
Maybe something might up. Any one form cult you captured, maybe?
We did capture one, but he managed to escape.
Ah.
Place
he stayed, maybe he left something behind?
Sorry?
He may left something behind in prison cell he was in?
He left nothing except a note, which they were saying that they were interested in the aspects. I wasn't sure what that was about, but that's where we got the name of the cult from. That's what we put on the contract.
Interesting.
If you want to investigate further, a few people of interest, I could give you their information. But if you just want to head there, I do have a direction that they seem to be heading from and a possible location found by our scouts.
We'll head out in the morning. We just arrived here today.
Well, would be smart to gather more information, because knowledge is equaling power, they say.
Fair enough. I do have a list of names, and he slides a sheet of paper towards you.
Can I read? Wait, what language is it that we ask that?
It's written in common. It's written in common lettering, and they're just names of people.
Yeah, I can read that.
But it's in common lettering, so.
Yeah, I can read that. Let me just. Yeah, I can read that.
So that's who we're killing.
No, we're not killing these. These people have info on people we're killing.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot.
He sort of nervously chuckles. All right.
Do I need to watch out what he thinks? Cause might be a problem if he does.
Well, if
Well,
he
not
causes
saying
any
it won't
trouble,
become problem. Just way
if
of.
he causes any trouble, just let the guards know. Hopefully, they'll be able to deal with him. But we're hoping that that isn't the case. And he glances over to the dwarf.
As
no, he
long
will
as
not.
they're not cultists. I mean, I'm just killing cultists.
He nods towards
That's
you.
what I'm getting paid for.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
So hold on. So if you were paid to kill someone else, you would kill them instead.
Yeah, if I took the contract, I would do it. Of course.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
None of my business. I'll allow you to do your own thing. But here's a map, and he slides a map of the Blazing Isle towards you. But I'm just going to bring up the world map to show you guys. Okay, so
never gave name to me.
I am Goldrick Ironhead.
Gold. Ironhead. It's good name.
And what about you,
right.
Lizard?
I think it's hard to pronounce my name, but my name. Just really trying to put it together here still.
So
the
you
last
say
name-
something.
But the last name I have is Ikregdidre. That's the last name at least.
Interesting. So since you guys are looking at the map, this is where the town is. It's a port city or town, and it's just sitting on that little outlet there. And that's where most people who are coming from this southern area down here, most of the people who are coming from that area, and maybe even a little bit north, they sail down to there. And there's another port city up here, but that's not entirely relevant to what we're doing. So this particular city, there you in map of the Blazing Mound, and at the very middle around here, you notice that there is a large magma pool of some sort. At least that's how it's marked on the map. And let's see. So it goes about 10 miles north, and there is an X about right there. It would be less than a day's walk to get there.
Okay. Still, we should get water supplies. It can drain a lot.
Guess what? Water is good idea.
Alright. Well, while you're gathering supplies, I assume you're going to do a little bit of investigating, so feel free. Our town is your oyster, as they say.
Listo.
So
I
we'll head out
canceled
at
all
dawn
my,
that night.
Lead or should I lead?
He says, I canceled all my other meetings for today, so if you ever need to come back today, I'll be free. Though tomorrow I will be a bit busy, so.
We will come when we might have questions.
Alright. Fair enough. But if I am busy, then be prepared to wait a few minutes.
We already know what that is like.
You call half an hour a few minutes, and I shake my head.
He shrugs.
Anyway, let's head out. I'm done talking.
You want to lead, Ironhead?
I head out at least. You can stay if
I
you want.
follow you and let you lead the way, and having the list and the map in hand. So, do you want list of names we are going to talk, not kill?
No, we will get information. You can get information however you want, but I have my method, and I head for the bar.
Alright. So as you begin to exit the building, the guard comes back and he says, "Oh, already done with your meeting, huh?"
Yeah.
and he passes you a small flask of, and it's clear. It's a glass flask, and you can see inside is a red liquid.
Let me ask you, is the small flask?
Yes, it's about this tall. I don't know, compared to my face, it's about that tall,
Yeah,
and it's very thin, like about this thin.
that must be strong. Really strong.
We'll see
Am I
about
right?
that when I try to drink it, the whole thing.
You try to drink the
Let's
whole
see if
thing.
it passes out with one constitution roll.
Yeah, Constitution, for sure.
I knew it.
24.
Ooh,
I'm at
Wow.
warp after all.
you just kicked it in the
Managed
nuts.
to slug through about a gulp of it before your throat feels like it's on fire. You can continue drinking.
He'll be back.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, what I was about to ask was, oh, hello.
Yeah,
welcome back.
Yeah, what I was about to ask was, is he becoming red?
oh, he is definitely turning beet red.
You okay, little friend?
Yes, I've never felt better. Well, I have,
You,
but not today.
Okay, so did you drink the whole thing?
I was attempting to, yeah.
You managed to drink about a gulp of it. That was what I was saying. I guess I got disconnected for a second.
Yeah, I did hear something of gulp, but then it was all hazy, wazy, and such.
And then my throat started burning real bad, right?
Yeah. So that con save got you through one gulp.
Yeah. I'll store some of this for later.
Alright. So, and the guard looks up at you and he says, "It isn't called fire water for nothing."
Oh, I hear
Pretty good.
tales about that.
You want some?
Real stuff.
And I look over to the shaman.
So, you still okay, little Ironhead?
Oh
Or you
yeah, I
need
asked
some
if you wanted
water?
them. I'm holding out the bottle to you.
Oh yeah, I have finally a name. It's Runk. Runk no he'll drink much.
You guys should know Norwegian. Oh, no, never mind.
We know dwarves drink lots and strong.
Yeah, Rug, did you want some of this or no?
No.
Well, anyways, I'll head over to the tavern. Unless...
You do that.
Alright. And
Edgar?
it says,
Okay.
who has the sheet of paper with the list of names on it?
Me, and I have the map as well.
Alright. Yeah, he'll let you take the map since it's got the specific location marked on it. Let's see. So, apparently one of the names is at the Firewater Station, which is where you're going.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I just picked background, and that is one of the most fun things I ever have done, and Ben knows about it. It is Outlander. And one of its feats is literally being a living Tom. So I know everything once I've been there.
Ah, yes. Alright. Yeah. So, yeah, you can head over to that bar.
Yeah, so I just head over to it.
Yeah, and he's already headed there, so you're headed to the same location, the Firewater Station. And it's boldly put, there's a large sign above this place. And it's it's sort of like a red glowing rock above the specific building. And it says Firewater Station above it. And you head on in, I assume that's what you plan on doing. And yeah,
Still having all of my bone attire, so still.
yeah.
I'm sure I'm getting a lots of heads.
So is it human bones like from people?
No.
Or...
It's
Okay.
mostly animal, just with a tiny few humans who try to hunt me. But they're not noticeable at all. Between all the animal bones.
Alright, so yeah, you're getting some stares, but it's less because of what you're wearing and more of what you are. You have a feeling. Due to being a lizard man.
Yeah.
So
That's actually one of my things with every D&D game I do. I'm always the odd one out. I love being that.
alright.
Just adds a little spice, you know?
Yeah. Alright, so here's where we are. So you enter the tavern. It's bustling, full of people. And there is a bartender, and he's actually got a formal bar and everything. It's made out of wood. And there are actually some interesting characters in here. There's some dude who apparently has flames on his head.
What does it look like? Is it like the size of a dwarf, or?
Let me just double check. I think he's about the size of a human. Yeah, human sized. And he's got flames on his head, and let's see. And he's got red skin and yellowish eyes. And he's just
Do I know
talking
what
to
it
people like
is, or can we make checks?
You can decide if your character knows it, or you can roll if you as a player don't know, or you can roll for your character.
I don't know. Well, what do we roll if we
History
our character
or
wants to
nature,
know?
whatever you want to pick.
Well, I can do nature if you want.
Yeah, you can roll nature if you want.
I said nature. Why is... Does it show up for you too, the nature of my roll? Or...
No. I think you're lagging a bit, like your voice.
Oh, there it comes. Well,
there we go.
Yeah, I'm lagging a bit, so I'm going to reload at least to maybe help fix that. But yeah, 19.
Okay. Alright. With a 19 nature.
As I'm saying you're lagging a bit, I'm dropping out of the call. Nice.
Alright, with a 19 nature. I don't know if he's still here or not. Because he said he was going to come back.
I am.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay. With a 19 nature, you know that these people tend to hail from the plane of fire. They're called Genasi.
Genasi, okay.
And this specific one is a fire Genasi.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they are the progeny of humans and genie.
An Ifrit.
Yeah, Ifrit.
Yeah.
An Ifrit. So
well,
that's where they come from.
I tell Iron had that. Was that I know that because rolls are good.
All right. So yeah, there is one or two of those, and they're just accepted like normal people here. Let's see. And there are a few tieflings and whatnot, just wandering around, acting like normal people here. Let's see. Yeah, that's it for the strange people, but the bartender is just serving everybody. Do you wish to search for the person that is here, or?
I could ask the bartender at first.
I wish to start a tavern brawl. What
What?
do I roll for that?
Well, If you want to hit somebody, you can just hit
No.
them.
I'm asking the
No,
bartender.
not yet. I'm of course waiting a bit. I'm not just entering the bar and hitting someone. I'll find a table with a lot of rowdy people and start drinking with them for now.
Alright, there's a table with a couple of tieflings at it, and they seem to be a bit devilish, if you get my drift.
Yeah.
So you go over there, and they don't seem to care that you came over.
I challenge one of them to a drinking competition.
As soon as I hear that, I look up from the crowd, interested to see what's going to happen.
Alright. One of the bulkier ones leans forward. He says,
How much gold do we have? I want to put some gold on it.
I'll say that you have your starting gold, and I'll say that you have 100 extra.
Okay. I put 10 gold on the table and I say I can take you.
This big, burly tiefling. He looks like a Arnold Schwarzenegger type.
Oh gosh.
And he just puts his arm on the table, and then he reaches into his pouch and he throws some coins down, equal to yours, and he says, "You're on.
That's the
What are we
spirit.
drinking?"
Anything. Let's ask the bartender. What's the favorite?
Oh, the bartender's like, "Well, our usual favorite is the fire water. So actually, we just sold something to a
Yeah, I
dwarf."
had some of that. Let's bring some more firewater here. For me and
Alright.
this gentleman.
He starts going under the counter and grabbing a couple of flasks. And he sees that a lizard man has approached his bar, and he says, "Strange type for around these parts. Can I get you anything before I go over there to start the competition?"
Me? Well, you can get me information, because I'm looking for someone that should be here.
Alright.
So,
I'll just say that you show him the page, just so that way I don't have to come up with a bunch of names. You just show him the page and the name.
about to say.
You show him the page and the name, and he goes, "Oh, that guy just got challenged to a drinking contest." And he walks over, and he puts it in front of this big. He puts 3 flasks in front of this big bulky guy, and he just picks up one between his index finger and thumb, and it's just super tiny compared to his fingers. And
So I walk over, just going to watch to see who passes out first. Hopefully not my friend.
he unscrews the top of the flask, and he looks at this tiny dwarf compared to his bulky size, and he says, "Ready when you are. I assume that one will be good enough for you."
Yeah, I'll have more than just one, but don't worry, I can
Alright.
take yours when you're done.
The bartender comes over and brings you a couple more.
Yeah. So yeah, I do the same as him whenever we're drinking.
All right. It's the bartender brings out 2 shot glasses, basically.
Yeah.
And he pours the first one in there, and as soon as he pours it in, the liquid is kind of thick, and it slides down the side before filling up. And as soon as he finishes pouring, a little flame develops on top of it. And as soon as you do, it does the same thing.
Yeah.
So you ready?
We're just gonna talk all day or get this over with, and I drink it.
Yeah, he drinks it as well. It's basically flaming shots, basically.
Yeah.
And
Constitution or not yet.
Yeah, Constitution for the first shot.
18.
Roll.
He has. Okay, you both save. And he puts the glass down. He starts filling it again.
I do the same.
Alright. Go for the next one. Alright. You save. He looks less fatigued than he did when he started. After he takes this one. And he puts it down.
We keep going.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Third. Ooh, he didn't make it that time. He goes. And he coughs, and a little bit of smoke and flame comes out of his mouth. He says,
I pour another shot for him as he's doing that.
Don't get cocky. Don't say I go to, and don't mind. Don't say that, because that will jinx yourself.
Is 3 all you can drink? As I pour another shot for him.
I've been drinking all night. I guess I'm overestimating myself, but I'll take another one. He's a little bit wobbly, but he's still going.
Okay. And now I'm rolling a nat one, of course.
Okay, he downs another one.
Oh, 15.
15 just saves. Oh, he didn't save again. So he goes, and he coughs out another fireball, basically. Little tiny one, not like a huge one.
I think it's wise he not go on, because that not look good.
And he sort of puts his hand down on the table. He says, "Barkeep, did you spike my drink?" And he's just got his hands up, and he's just like, "No." And he's like, "No, not losing to a little man." And he grabs the next one.
That little man is dwarf, and dwarf real big drinkers.
So he takes
like,
the next one.
I try to taunt him with this is like water compared to what we drink at home.
Oh, you just
Roll
challenge
again.
him. Oh, there you go. Oh God!
So he goes. So you made your first not save, so you're coughing up fire at this point.
Not inspired.
And you're a little bit starting to see two of him, but you're still able to stand up.
Nope, not inspired. That's not good.
All right, you can go again if you want.
After I've stood there for a little while, I pour another one. I'm determined to keep going.
He's still got his other hand on the table as he's taking them. So he's almost done. If he doesn't save again. 18, he saves again. He's like, I almost got my first bottle done.
Yeah, me too. How about another one?
All right, he pours another one. Going for another one.
Oh!
I start drinking from the entire bottle and pass out.
You basically fall on the floor, and you have like a steady stream of flame coming out of your mouth. Not like a couple, like 2 inches from your face. And you fall to the floor. And he's like, I told you, a little man would never beat me. And he puts it down.
Is it possible
looks at his
to
friend.
drag myself back on the floor, or am I still conscious?
You're still just barely conscious, but you fell to the floor. So you basically lost.
If I'm still conscious, I haven't lost.
Oh God!
You can try to get back up. You have to make a dexterity saving throw to stand up.
Well, I was going to say I'm going to help him get up.
Okay, if you're going to help him, then you get to roll 2.
Okay.
With advantage.
Advantage, dex save.
Yeah.
17.
You manage to actually stand up and get back to the chair with his help.
That's more like it, and I start pouring another one.
So, once this was, I put
I
my.
have a feeling that you're going to be unconscious if you fail another one, but
Yeah,
you can
but
keep going.
If I go unconscious, it's fine. I'm just. He doesn't want to lose. He's too stubborn.
All right,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
had
Roll
glass
another one.
Once
He's going to go with you all the way.
Yeah, but I put my hand on the glass of his and say, "That not be wise."
He already drank one, so after he drank it, he fails. So you don't need to say that. So this large, like muscle builder type of tiefling, he just puts his hand on. He had his hand on, and then he puts the thing down, and he goes, and his head just goes on the table, and a little bit of a puff of flame comes out of his mouth, and he is now unconscious. Unfortunately, that was the guy that you needed to talk to.
Yeah.
I smash the hand in the table and start laughing out. Haha, I beat you.
So when he's laughing, I poke it to see if it falls over. So
his tiefling friends are just agape. They're just like,
not the tiefling. I'm poking my friend here to see if he will fall over because he's still kind of wonky from his natural one.
You almost pushed me over.
Yeah, you need to make a dex save.
Yeah. That's 9, so you push me over.
Yeah, he falls to the floor. He falls to the floor giggling.
Oh, you not so well as well, but
humans are no match for dwarfs. We beat them in everything, I say out loud, so every tiefling can hear.
Yeah, they're just over next to him at this point, trying to awaken him. Maybe they're just trying to console him, figure out if he can wake up or not. But he is currently unconscious for the next 5 minutes.
So yeah, if you wanted to find some information today, like out
that's cool. Well,
you probably shouldn't bring me because I won't be of any use.
I still have a list of names, so guys, I'll be right back.
You can wait a couple of minutes for him to possibly recover.
Yeah, I will do, but be right back.
Okay. Oh, during that few minutes, you're on the floor laughing.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to start a fight before he comes back?
Sure. Why not? I'm drunk enough for it.
All right. You're on the floor, and you're giggling at this point.
I look at is somebody sitting and eating something, maybe?
At another table, yes, and you're near enough to do something to them if you want.
I was thinking about going over to one of the tables, take like some stuff they're eating and toss it at another table.
Okay. You have to stand up first if you want to get on the table.
I'll have to stand up first. I use my warhammer as a cane to support myself.
Okay, roll a dex save. Okay, you managed to stand up.
19. So I attempt to walk over to the table. No, you're still there.
Okay, I just didn't hear anything. Okay, so you're walking over to the table. You're standing and walking.
Yeah.
But you're just stumbling around.
So yeah, what are they eating?
These people are eating some sort of strange slug creature.
Like a frog, something like that, similar.
Similar, but it's like long and thin, and it looks kind of slimy.
Okay, that'll do perfectly. As I grab it from their plate and throw it over to someone else.
They're not ready to stop you, so you do so. Make a
dexterity probably to aim.
Unproficient ranged attack.
Yeah, so this 10.
All right, you miss the person you were aiming for, and you hit what looks like a small child that's in his bar. You just whap them right in the face with a.
But does his parents get angry? That's the problem.
Yes, and they stand up and they say, "Who the hell are you? What are you doing that for?" And they come over towards you.
Or they come to me.
Well, they're coming towards that direction where it came from.
I start stumbling away to another table.
All right, so the person walks over to that table, since that's the direction where it came from, and he says, "Who the hell are you?" And he pushes the guy in the seat, and the guy says, "It wasn't me, it was that." And he points over towards you, and the guy's like, let's see if he believes him or not, actually. Oh, he natted that. So, basically, he goes, and he starts walking over towards you, and he pushes you into the tiefling table.
He pushes me into the table. When I land, can I make an effort to push the table as hard as I can with all my strength?
Sure, make a strength check. See what happens.
Or athletics, maybe.
Yeah, you can do either or. Alright, I'll go with athletics. So you push it into the angle that you're currently at. You're pushing it into the guy who's passed out. and it knocks him over and the other tieflings that were standing next to him. And they start to get up and they say, one of them says, "What did you push him for?" And the guy says, "Well, he threw a slug in my face." And
I did no such thing. What do you accuse me of? And I punch him back.
All right, I'm gonna first see if he believes the tiefling. just to see, or the tiefling believes him. He's a little bit more. He does. He does believe him. This is going poorly for you. So he starts to look at you with an angry face on. Did you want to do something?
Yeah, I was saying, as he said that, I said I did no such thing, and I punched him.
You punched the father guy?
Yeah.
Alright. Make an attack. An attack roll.
Unarmed, so it should just be my strength.
Yeah.
22 to hit.
Yeah, you hit him. And you punch him, and he...
it's a D3 plus strength, or no, we can, or I don't have to roll if you don't want.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Yeah, okay.
With that punch. So you punch him into another table that nobody has... These people had nothing to do with what was happening currently. And you knock the table over. And they get up and they're looking in that direction since that's what happened. And they see you because you're the person who punched him. And
I start yelling out, "Tavern Tumble."
Actually, as you say that, a couple people that were just sort of leaning against the wall looking tough, they get up and they take this as an opportunity to start punching some guy or person that they had a beef with. So they walk over, that sort of situation. So there's a bunch of people punching each other. What do you want to do? You currently have 3 people who are currently mad at you. The first guy is the tiefling who found out that you were lying. And there's the people at the table that you just punched the guy into. So one of them is going to come after you. And the guy who you threw the slug of is going to now come after you. Well, what do you want to do?
I want to face towards the tiefling unless I say, "I told you, we dwarves are better at everything, from tumbling to drinking." Walk towards him ready to fight.
Alright. So you can punch first, since
Okay.
he has to walk around the table and it's difficult to do
11
so.
to hit.
You miss him, unfortunately, and he is going to. I don't know what he's going to be doing during all of this. Oh man. All right, so he's going to roll.
That misses.
Oh, he does even worse. He swings at you, and you're so small, and he's swinging at an angle, and you're managing to dodge out of the way, and he sweeps the leg of the other guy that was coming at you from behind, that was at the table that you guys just crushed. So he sweeps the leg of that guy, and that guy falls to the ground. He's like, ah. And the other guy that was at the other table that had the slug that you threw at some guy, he's gonna walk over. He's not as strong as these tieflings are.
20 hits.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk over and ram you right in the face with a fist. And let's see, how much damage does he do to you? I'll just roll. He does 1. So he hits you right in the face. And it doesn't hurt as much as it's just surprising because he came from the side. And you need to make a dex save because you're still...
A dex save to get, yeah.
to stay standing. Yeah, you remain standing, you stumble a little bit, and you manage to stay standing. So you still currently have 2 people that are fighting you. One is but the third guy is on the floor now, so I'm gonna say he's gonna try to get out of there because he's hurt.
I turn back to the guy that hit me. Now that's the spirit, but it's not how you punch, and I strike at him.
Alright, go ahead.
While still laughing.
Alright, go ahead. Yeah, you just punch him, and you even through your gauntleted hand, you feel like you broke his nose. You just whap him right in the face.
Yeah.
You feel even through the gauntlet, and you hear like a little noise as you hit him, and he's just pouring blood down his nose. Alright, and Tiefling is going to approach you.
Oh yeah, Giovanni, are you back or? No, okay.
So this fight's gonna be over or raging when he comes back. Alright, he swings for a 17, the Tiefling.
That misses because I have my armor on. I just entered the tavern and I haven't had a chance to take it off. So
yeah, you didn't.
He
take
hits
it off.
my arm. He hits me, but my armor's just too thick.
Yeah, he punches your armor and he's like.
Okay, here I am again.
Oh, okay. Well, you were gone.
Yeah, I said that.
He started a tavern brawl.
Oh gosh. Not good.
While you were gone.
Not good.
He took someone's food and threw it in someone else's face, and he punched some guy in the face and broke a table and everything.
Yeah. So what are you doing
was your
now?
character doing during this?
Well, Lunk is just trying to get slowly and stealthily away from all the fighting.
Alright, roll a stealth check.
Nope.
No. One of the tieflings that was at the table, he actually enraged those tieflings as well. The big bulky ones. And that one of them is going to go after you, but we're going to resolve that in a second.
Yeah, I'm all like, no.
Alright, so,
But you have to shut down my PC and I will be back in a few.
Okay.
So give me a little.
No
See you in
problem.
a few minutes.
Alright. So...
Was this how you expected a session to go?
No.
Me?
Well, I wasn't
I
expecting
did.
it. Alright, so he tries to punch you, and he didn't succeed, and then you were gonna do something.
Oh no! Oh yeah, he punched my heavy armor, and then it's a tiefling again.
Yeah, he punched your heavy armor, and then we were going to do the tiefling, but I'll say that we'll do that in a second. So you got
So
one
I
tiefling.
tried to grapple the tiefling by picking him up.
Sure. Go ahead.
Athletics contested against his, or acrobatics if he has higher that.
Yeah, he's bulky, so he's got +5. So he tries to stop you, but somehow this little tiny guy is managing to pick him up by his knees. He's just like, "Arr!" And he's trying to push on your head, but he's not succeeding at the moment.
So basically, what I want to do is hold on to his legs and spin around until I fall over somewhere.
Okay, so before that, he's going to try to punch you. So +5 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, and he's a little bit stronger. So
But you're still not getting away, I tell him, as he's punching me.
yeah, he punches you right in the face. So he does 5 damage to you. And now it's your turn. So
Yeah. I try to throw him as far as I can after I spun him a bit.
alright, so you're going to try to giant swing him, basically.
Yeah, basically.
So go ahead, roll, I'm gonna get you, since you're drunk, this is what I'll get you to roll. You need to roll 2 dex saves.
2 dex saves.
And each one is for something different. Okay.
The first one is a fail.
Alright, so you start to fall on the floor, and as you do, you swing his head right into the floor. But with the second one, what I'm going to say is you manage to get back up onto your feet, and then flip over him, and then land on the floor. So you manage to swing him, hit his head, and then you swing all the way up into the air, like his legs are here, and you have him like this, and then you swing into the air and then land on that side. So you do even more damage.
Is he still conscious? Yeah, he's
No, he's unconscious at that point. Even with thug stats, there would be no way he'd be able to stay conscious after that. So he is
basically
unconscious.
Yeah.
So basically, what?
No, I was saying that will probably go on for a bit until I eventually stumble over to the bartender, ask for a room, or pass out, or get knocked out. One of the 3.
Alright. So, yeah, I'll just say that you fight for a little bit. When he gets back, I'll resolve his end of things. I assume he's going to go a separate direction from you.
Probably.
So, I'm going to say that ends up resolving itself. You manage to get a few licks in, and some people manage to hit you a couple times. And a couple of them look like they were ready to draw weapons as soon as they saw you, and then you just whack them right in the face, and they don't manage to. So yeah, and then there's still like 5 people, various people trying to punch each other, but they're too drunk to hit each other. And you crawl over to the bar, and I'll say that you pass out on the bar.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just
great.
And then you just pass out.
I still don't. I haven't picked up my coins, so there's still 20 coin on all of the tables.
Yeah. I'll say that the bartender realizes that you won and just sort of discreetly puts that in your pocket while you're sleeping.
Okay.
Though he may have taken a little bit of it just to prepare his establishment.
How much?
So you have, see, 17 gold instead of 20. He took
Okay.
3 gold to try to repair the place.
I probably won't notice tomorrow, so it's fine.
Alright. So he wanted to gather information. So we're waiting on him a little bit, but let's see.
I mean, tomorrow I'm sure I'll have a pleasant conversation with him after I made him an acquaintance.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. I'm gonna say that we can do a little bit more.
Okay.
When you wake up, I'm gonna get you to roll a check. It's not that your character's actually doing anything, it's just to determine what happens around him.
Yeah, roll a what?
Investigation check.
Investigation.
Alright.
20.
You're sort of passed out. Well, you're sort of groggily, trying to open your eyes, that sort of thing. While that's happening, there's 2 people that are currently, the bartender already got some carpenters to try to fix what you broke. He sets up, they're setting up the table and sort of like putting nails in, that sort of thing. And that's sort of why you started to wake up. And you hear them having a conversation about, let's see, some abnormally large rats raiding one of the storehouses and how they are now lower on food as a result.
Like this tonight, or?
It was a couple of days ago, but they're complaining because they had to ration their food. So, and basically they say, let's see, they say that when they attempted to scare them off, one of them said that they could have swore that one of them started walking on 2 legs, but it was dark and they didn't really see that much. But they thought that they saw the thing walking on 2 legs after a while, as it was running away.
I'll think to myself, rats walking on 2 legs. It's probably just some elves.
Alright, I'm just gonna give you that. Yeah, we gotta wait for him.
Yeah.
He actually wants to gather some information. Has he restarted his computer in the middle of the session before?
No, but I think it's because it's late. I think he has to change rooms, maybe.
Okay.
Bit unsure.
I'm not sure either. Okay. But I hope he comes back soon.
Yeah, he was planning to come back, so.
Let's see. Okay. Let's see what else I can do. Yeah, so has he told you about the character he wanted to make in the main campaign?
The Artificer?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
What about it?
He wanted to make a gunsmith.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, and that's why he was talking about earlier for the ammunition for that feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm okay with it. If he's gonna forego taking another feat for that, I'm fine with that. Because it's just basically giving him infinite ammo. That's
Yeah.
all that it really gives him. If I take away the close range ability in it. Just gives
And
him
wisdom,
infinite ammo.
so +1 wisdom too.
Well, yeah, but that comes with a lot of feats anyway, something like that.
Yeah, it does.
So basically, the only special thing it gives him is infinite ammo, which I'm fine with. Because then he doesn't have to spend time to locate a forge or things like that. So it saves you guys a little bit of time. So I'm okay with it. Though he can't retrieve his ammo or anything like that.
No.
But it doesn't really matter if he can create it magically. So, let's see, what else can we talk about? Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to talk to him about his backstory and stuff, but I didn't really have too much time other than late nights like this to actually think about it.
Yeah.
So he wasn't able to respond right away to whatever I had to say, so it's a little bit slower than what we did.
Yeah, it's probably because now it's 22 past midnight for me. And it's in the same time zone.
Yeah. So, alright. And he, let's see. So he's going to have one of those mechanical companions as well.
Yeah.
Not sure how I'm gonna deal with that, but we'll see. Let's see what else. So I told you what happened at the end of the other session.
Yeah, the gist of it. We decided to run away.
Well, yeah, they decided to run away, and I know your character probably wouldn't want to stay there and fight if the rest of your team's running away.
No.
So, plus, if they're running away, only one group can have the anti-magical device anyway.
I'll keep it.
Yeah. So, I would assume that if they wanted to run away, the only possible way that they actually could run away is if the magical device was with them, and then you would have to be in there too, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason that they started running away, I don't know if I told you this part.
No.
Was because the black stuff that was coming out of the body,
Yeah.
It regrew the guy's head.
Oh, it regrew its head.
Yes. So they were like, let's get out of here at that point.
Oh, but we don't have his corpse with us anymore?
No. It when
Oh.
its head regrew, it regained consciousness. So it started trying to do stuff. But it is on fire, and most of that office is on fire, and some of the tunnel into the other place is on fire. But I think at the turn that we ended on, you just ran out of flamethrower. So what I
Yeah.
was doing with your turns is just covering the escape with the area with fire. Just basically going to try to make it harder for anything to chase you.
Yeah.
I figured that would be a decent use. Because it was going to keep blowing for 4 turns anyway. so I figured that you would have done that anyway.
Yeah.
I was okay with doing it. Because I figured there wasn't too many options that you would have. Because if you were to try to put it away or turn it off, it would be impossible to turn off without, like, multiple checks. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't have. Because you could, or you could have tried to break it, but I assume that you want to keep it, even if it's empty. So,
Yeah. I like stuff.
yeah. And now that you have an artificer joining, he'll be able to examine that device and be able to modify it a lot easier than any of the other characters. So, but like I was saying to him, it'll probably be like at least an hour before you guys get to a point where I'd be okay with allowing him to join. Just story-wise, as long as he's okay with like story-heavy stuff.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay. Yeah. So it would just be a little bit of time, so that way I can get the story in, or I assume, based on what your character's movements are, I'll be able to fit him in. Unless if you guys do something completely strange.
Which you probably will.
You might. You never know. But based on some assumptions that I'm making, it should be fairly easy to get him in.
We run past an area and suddenly time stops freezing for him.
That's one of the options that I have. But I have a different option that I'm hoping will be able to work a bit better. Because so far you've met like 5 characters in this town. So I'm hoping that I can do something a little bit different for him.
Yeah.
Because you met Ben's...
Marble.
Yeah, you met Merble. And you met that other guy that was just there for one session.
Yeah.
And you met this new guy. So that's 3. I was over-exaggerating by 2. So I'm hoping, but I'm still hoping that I can get something a little bit different. But if it takes too long, I want to get him in. So I'll say something different happens.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if he's gonna come back. He's saying he's having problems with his internet. This is the last thing he wrote on Discord.
I'll double check. He hasn't messaged me. We could end it a little bit early if you want.
That's
and pick
fine.
it up. And pick it up in the case that it seems like those 2 don't show up as often as you do, and if he shows up as often as you do, then we'll definitely get to continue it.
Yeah.
But we'll wait another couple minutes. At least. Because we do have... We can talk about some other stuff. So... I guess I can just ask you what you think the group might do after what they're doing at this point.
After what? Like after what they're running away? Like
yeah, after you run away, let's try 2 paths. If you manage to get away, what do you think?
I'll probably check the head to see what's up with the head.
Well, fair enough.
And then we'll see if we can figure out the stuff about his leg and to see if we can find stop.
Well, according, I'm gonna say that you do have information within the game's context that I did give you. that the other rogue guys that you were with, they said that the tunnel is a secret escape route for Torek that he had commissioned. So it probably leads somewhere.
Yeah.
That he can easily just get out into the main city streets if something bad happened in the hideout. So
We'll return to the top area of the tavern and go back down again while the monsters are chasing us. Perfect plan.
All right.
The lovers expect it.
All right.
Oh, back.
So is he back?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Geo. Hello. 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 Yeah, he took a while to answer the first time he came on too. Hello.
It probably heard us, so.
Maybe he's muted? Or maybe he doesn't have a microphone. Hello. Hello. Did I disconnect?
No.
Okay.
What chat?
Oh, so he's messaging you.
Can. No, I don't know. I don't see anything. Like, not in Google Hangouts, not in Roll20, so.
Yeah, what a nightmare. Yeah, and we were waiting for you to do some investigating.
Yeah.
We did do a little bit, and I talked to him about some other stuff, so we weren't just sitting here waiting.
Oh, yeah, so now that you switched rooms, you don't have a mic, is that it? Or. Ah, okay. So he can only write now, but we don't see you writing in the group chat. Try and write something.
He can just talk through you if he really has to. Because this is really exciting to watch, I'm sure. For anybody reviewing this or stumbling upon it.
For the one viewer that's sitting home watching now.
Yeah. Let's see. Nope, we don't have any viewers at the moment.
But
Nobody's...
we will one day, and he'll. And we're speaking to you.
Yes. The guy 10,000 years in the future. When the internet is just a husk. And AI is taking over the world. You, AI. That AI that is watching this to gather what information the humans had after the apocalypse. You.
No, we don't see what you send. What is
Nope.
that?
A whole lot of nothing. In both chats. Because I have them right next to each other.
But maybe if you have to switch rooms more often, could it be possible to just buy another mic for that room?
Well, that's up to him. He can just talk through you for the next little bit, and then we can do what I was saying before. We can just continue it later if we have to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can conversate with him. Basically, what I wanted to get him to do was, he made the stealth check, which he
He got
failed.
yeah.
So the tiefling is going to attack him. So I'm gonna make a roll. Actually,
It says he's 15, he said. 16.
this is the tiefling attacking.
So the tiefling crit you.
Because he was trying to stealth, so then the tiefling saw him and tried to punch him. So he got a nat 20. So here's what's gonna happen here. You take 8 damage.
Double ouch, he says.
And let's see. So does he want to try to escape, or does he want to fight this guy before trying to escape?
You want to fight or escape? Or you probably heard him.
He probably did hear me, but we don't hear him.
Escape.
Okay. Do you want to just, you can use, disengage, if you want, or you can just try to walk away and let him try to hit you again, or does he want to stealth?
Disengage.
Okay, so he's going to disengage. Where is he going to go? I'm going to describe the bar to him. So, right where he is, he was sitting next to the bar when all this started to happen, and he didn't realize what was happening until it all blew up in his face, I'll say.
So he's looking for somewhere to hide.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So I'm just going to give him a basic layout. The bar is where he was sitting at, and the guy is approaching him from the front, from the open part of the bar where there's like tables and whatnot. So you are going to, you're closer to the way that I had it imagined anyway. Is you're closer to the, imagine it like a map. So you're on the left side of the map, which would be west on any directional map. And you're closer to the west side and in the northern corner, and there is a door swinging thing that allows you to go behind the bar. So you can do that. There might be some help back there. And there is a door that leads to a back room that you're not sure what.
He's typing.
Fair enough. I did give him a description for him to muddle around with in his head. The rest of the bar is mostly open. So there's not many places to hide there, so that's why I mostly gave him that area.
Yeah, no, his roll 20 is not working for him. Is he saying?
Tell him not to worry about that. If he has actual dice or another dice roller program, he can use that.
You can just roll some normal dice if you want.
Like if you remember what I had when we first started the campaign, he can
Yeah.
use something like that if he doesn't have actual dice handy. Because originally I wasn't really familiar with Roll20 or anything, so I didn't really want to have to get used to it, but I gave it a try anyway. And it turns out it's a little bit easier, and I can see everything.
He had a 6+ modifier in stealth.
Alright, let's see. 6+ modifier in stealth. Okay, so was he going for the door or the bar?
Are you going for the door or bar? Or you just said it?
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking at his character sheet.
Back
So,
door. Back door.
okay, door. You approach the door. The door is locked. Oh, he has some interesting things on here. On his sheet. Like he has blue numbers. I don't know how he got that. But anyway.
So try and hide somewhere near there, he says.
Okay. So you approach the door. You realize it's locked, and you glance behind you. The guy's coming towards you. And you duck under the bar. And 6+ modifier. Let's see what his stealth is. His stealth is 6, so it's 6 + 6, which is 12. Let's see. The guy is gonna stealth in my games, at least, it automatically happens, and the people have to see through it. So basically, you rush towards the door. That didn't work, and then you just sort of duck down and you dashed behind the bar. And let's see if he is smart enough to spot you. So 7. No, not 7. Did I get 19? So 19 is higher than 12. So he walks over to the bar and he glances under and he sees you desperately trying to hide underneath. So he is going to try to punch you, which is also +5. Does 17 hit him? I'll check his armor class.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, just barely. So he gets a D6 in the face. For 3. So tell him he had, or I can just say it. I don't need to tell you to tell me. He takes 3 damage.
Yeah, it's confusing enough.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. We're gonna go for another 15 minutes, and that's about it anyway.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting for anybody who's watching.
Oh, you took 3 damage, if that's what you're wondering.
Did he not hear me? What a disaster. Oh well. I'm fine with it. And it's on my YouTube channel, so I don't care. Alright, so he took 3 damage. So if he doesn't hear me, then tell him.
Yeah, he was
is
asking
I'm
what his
gonna say.
max HP was. So he does hear you, but yeah.
Oh, his max HP. His max HP is 58. 5'8". Just so that way you can keep track of that, and then whenever you're able to gain access to Roll20, you can put it in for whenever we do it next.
Yeah, so it's at 46.
Okay, fair enough. So, what do you want to do now? You're behind the bar, and this guy is sort of craning around the bar, and he just sort of punched you right in the face. You're behind the bar. The bartender is there, so you can beseech him for aid if you want. Though he's probably not going to do anything to help you fight. So if you want anything from him, it's going to have to be something not having to do with the fight. But he may have a way for you to get out if you wish. You don't know. You can try asking him something if you wish. Or you can try to disengage again and go somewhere else. Or
We can fake being knocked out.
yeah, that's true too. And that would require...
Grab light hammer and smack the tiefling with it. And
Okay.
we'll ask the bartender for help.
Okay, so make an attack.
You wanna roll your dice?
Does he want me to roll for him?
Yeah, he said sure, so... And I think that's when I said, do you wanna roll your dice? So, it's probably rolling.
Okay.
$16 plus modifier.
16 plus modifier to hit with a light hammer, he said.
Oh no. 16 after modifiers. I think.
After modifiers. He knows his attack bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. 16 hits him. Yes.
So are you rolling damage, or maybe it's easier if just Matt does it?
I can roll damage for him.
7 damage, he said.
Okay. Yeah, the tiefling is still up. It has a little bit more than 7 health. But he has a big mark on his forehead. Is he going for lethal?
Are you going for lethal or to knock him unconscious?
Because you can go for either, I don't care.
Non-lethal.
Okay. So, even so, he still has a little bit of blood trickling down his head, and he doesn't look like... He looks like he's almost getting like a concussion type of thing. So he's sort of like his eyes are rolling back for a second. And so you want to ask the bartender for help?
Yeah, he wanted to do that.
Alright, any specific query you wish to give him? Just a plea for help.
It's typing.
We might be able to get him out of this fight before we close off. So I think it's worth it to try.
Yeah. He's asking the bartender if there's a way out of here that doesn't involve going through the tieflings.
Okay. The bartender is sort of panically. He's sort of got his hands up, like if anybody wants to fight him, he's the bartender, showing like he's not willing to fight, sort of thing. And he sort of points down to the far end of the bar, which is about 50 feet away, and from your current angle, you cannot see it, what he's pointing to. You can attempt to perceive it, which would require a roll.
Typing.
Yeah, that's fine. I definitely wouldn't ever be able to do a text-only game. Forever.
Yeah, not me either.
Even though you could play it over the week, that sort of thing, but just it would take forever to do anything.
So he's attempting to shove the tiefling away and then go to where the bartender pointed. That's what he wants to do.
Okay, so before that, the tiefling gets a chance to hit him, unless if he wants to not disengage, because he can't shove, because he already made an attack. Unless he has 2 attacks. I don't know if he does.
We both have 2 attacks.
Okay, so he can use his second attack to shove the tiefling in, which would require athletics or a straight strength. So I assume he'll go with athletics if it's any higher.
Yeah.
I'll have to give him a link after this to my YouTube, so that way he can see anything he wants to see on it. Anyway.
He rolled a 1, and I think he has a -1 strength.
Okay, so the tiefling.
No.
It just looks like he. Oh, wait. Did you say something else?
Just a 0 modifier.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's a -1, but it's not -1.
Okay. That ultimately doesn't change the result. He walks up. He starts to stand up and attempts to push the tiefling. It just looks like he pitifully, like a baby touching its parent type of slap. It doesn't look like it did anything. He just looks down at you and furrows his brow. So you can still move, or you can change your mind so that way he doesn't get an opportunity punch on you.
Yeah, so he's running, but he can't disengage. So
Yeah. So he's just going to continue? Is that what he said?
yeah, you're gonna keep running even though you can't disengage. Yeah, so he's running.
Okay. He's going to take a swing. 20 to hit. So a d6 worth of damage. Another
You take
6
another
damage.
6. Yeah.
Okay, so his movement, I'm just going to check here. Just to make this go a little bit faster. He's got this weird initiative count. Okay, Ben, I don't know how he could have gotten this.
Gotten what?
His initiative is 3.16.
Yeah. It's not great.
How did he get 3.16?
It's the tiebreaker.
Oh, that That's actually interesting. Okay. And yeah, it makes perfect sense now that you mention it, but oh well. Either way. Okay. So he continues running. He's got 30 speed. So you are 30 feet along and it's 50 feet away, so you're 20 feet away. You can, from this vantage point, see that there is another door. It leads to another area. You're not sure if it's another room or whatnot. It's one of those saloon-style doors, so it's like the ones that flip back and forth when you go through them. You can't see what's on the other side. It's too dark.
Yeah, he wants to try the door when it's his chance.
Okay. So, Tiefling's gonna walk up to you since you only move 30 feet. And he can move 30 feet as well. And he seems pretty intent on trying to punch you. So, let's see. 15. I think that misses. I think he has 16. Yeah, he has 16. So just barely over your head. And I'll say that you get to the door, because you have 30 foot of movement. I am assuming that he's going to disengage. He can change whatever if he wants to by
he's
typing.
disengaging.
Okay. So he goes to the door with 20 feet worth of movement. It's extremely dark in there. Do you have dark vision? I don't know if they do. Lizard folk. Dark vision. It doesn't look like it's on his sheet. If he does.
No, but he does have torches.
Okay, if you want to light a torch, you can do that. It might be strange, standing in the middle of a tavern with a torch out, but you can do it. I mean,
Yeah, he lights a torch.
okay, so torch lit, which takes a couple of seconds. It's not long enough to take up the turn. And you look inside. There is a back exit out of this storage room, which looks like it's full of barrels of various drinks and other supplies that he would need. So he's going to go out that door, I assume, or try to.
Yeah, and he tries to keep the torch away from the supplies.
Okay, that's fine. I wasn't going to say that he was going to light anything on fire just by going through there. So, so you go through. You have another 10 foot of movement. Let's see. My mind's eye. You're at the exit door, which you can see light from the outside pouring in, but you can't quite go through it yet. So stay there, I assume, nothing else. Unless if he wants to do something else.
He's typing.
Okay. Gonna get Tiefling's turn ready.
He says kill the torch and dash.
Okay, so he's gonna... He can't dash. Because he disengaged.
Yeah, you can't dash. Because you disengaged. It takes your action unless you have 2 levels of rogue. Or 1 of monk. Yeah, then it'll wait.
Okay, so is he still gonna kill the torch?
Still gonna kill the torch? Yeah, he is.
Okay. Just a second, I gotta blow my nose here.
And he yells out, "Try and see me now," to the tiefling with dark vision. Okay.
All
No,
right.
he doesn't yell it out in character.
Okay. So this is a weird 6 seconds. So he basically runs to a door, takes out a torch and a tinderbox, basically, lights the torch, puts the tinderbox away, looks in the room, and goes into the room, and then he puts something over the torch to put it out.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's cool. I actually like it. So, yeah, he continue. The guy is going to look into the room, and he has dark vision, but he still doesn't know specifically where you are, and it's dark, so it's a little bit harder to see. So he's gonna look, see if
Let's
he
see if
perceives
he
you.
get away.
Oh yeah, he has +5 to this as well. 22. So yeah, he sees you, and he goes into this storage area. He's just rushing towards you. Some of the supplies get knocked over, but whatever.
It's
And
not
he
like
is gonna...
it's not like not everything else in the tavern is knocked over right now.
yeah, you missed Howler basically breaking all the tables and...
No, not Howler, but yeah.
Oh yeah, not Howler. Sorry, just so
It's
used to calling you by your character name. Anyway, yeah, you missed him basically breaking everything in the tavern. So, D20 +5 to hit. 10. So this time he must have stumbled over something, and he swings at you, and it just barely doesn't reach far enough.
misses.
And
Yeah.
so I assume he's going to go out the door and disengage.
So yeah, you're disengaging and leaving.
You don't have to disengage. You can try to run further or something.
Yeah,
It's up
he's
to you.
disengaging or leaving.
Okay, disengaging and leaving. So you walk out, and it's still about midday, which is kind of early for a bar brawl, if you ask me. But it's not me, so it's about mid-afternoon. You rush out into the thoroughfare, which there's
He's
not many
looking
people
for a
walking
guard.
behind the bar. A guard. Okay, fair enough. There's no guard in this alley, and you moved about 5 feet. And there's a road in front of the bar, which you are currently on the northern side, and the southern side is the front of the bar.
Someone who can help at least.
So, okay.
Also, I'm
He's
pretty
looking for
sure you
somebody.
can knock the tiefling out if you wanted to.
Yeah, he's not looking too good, so you can attempt
After
to knock
you
him
hit
out.
him in the head.
Yeah, after you hit
I'm
him,
just saying,
he's not
yeah.
looking too good. So there's a few options. So you're in a back alley, and there's side streets that lead to the main street,
Yeah,
where a
he says
guard
it's
would probably be.
hammer time. So
Hammered. Okay, swing. I don't know many people who use light hammers, so that's actually interesting.
we both use hammers now. He rolled an 11.
An 11, unfortunately, that doesn't hit him.
It misses. Extra attack, so he can attack again.
Well, he disengaged, right? Or is he gonna
Oh
nix
yeah,
that?
so it would have been the next turn.
I forgot about that. So you can disengage and try to run still, if you want. Or we can nix it. It's fine. It's up to you. I want to at least get him out of this fight before we end.
Yeah, you can do the extra attack instead of leaving him. So you're next to him.
Yeah, that's what we'll say.
Yeah. Five.
That's even worse. Yeah, he's saw that you hit him with the hammer the first time, and you're actually not able to see. I don't know if you rolled disadvantage or not. Did he roll disadvantage?
You didn't.
Is that what? He didn't. Okay, so that's the first roll.
You can roll again at disadvantage.
Roll again at disadvantage. Because technically it's pitch black in this room.
4. And also, how do you get 4? I mean, it's plus your proficiency as well to hit.
Yeah. I was going to say, he can't get 4. Because his attack is plus 6.
Yeah, it's plus 6. 3 dex, 3 proficiency. Yeah, he forgot that, he said. Or he forgot that, actually.
Okay. So 4. What was his highest number?
5. So it would have probably been 7 and a net 1. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't hit. Still.
You don't hit.
So you're still in this dark room with this large muscular guy who is able to see you because he has dark vision. So he is going to punch you again. 18, which hits.
So he hits you again, that's great.
For 1. So you have this huge tiefling just punching you continuously. And even if you're running away, he runs back up to you and punches you.
He's down to 39. But I mean, you just have to hit the guy one time and he'll be out.
Yes.
So.
You just have to hit. You could turn your torch back on, then you might be able to see him. Since he's right in front of you and he sees you. If you turn your torch back on, you won't have disadvantage. And I'll say that's an equipment action. Which means that it's basically a free action to do. Doesn't take up any of your bonuses or anything.
Turn on torch and start walking. Okay. Or whacking. Okay, whacking, not walking.
Okay. So he's got 2 attacks. Let's see if he can hit this time.
Yeah, roll your attacks.
What a silly thing. Good thing that your friend isn't there to see it and can't make fun of you. Well, you can still make fun of him, but not in character, you can't.
No. The other shamans I've seen have fought better.
That's probably why you ran away.
Oh yeah, 21. He rolled to hit.
Okay, 21. That definitely hits. Roll some damage for me.
Yeah, roll the
Hopefully you
damage. Unless you
Yeah.
roll like 1, then it should be fine.
Yeah.
6 damage.
Okay, 6. Yeah, that's more than his health, which thugs are a bit stronger than civilians, and civilians have 8 HP, which you did 7 before. And you did 6 more, so that's over his
And
maximum.
non-lethal, of course, he says.
Okay, he's unconscious on the floor.
Do you scavenge
Assume
his bones?
Well, that would be a bit... I would say that would count as lethal damage.
No, it's unlethal.
Yeah, you can just choose to be non-lethal as you gather his bones.
Roll your sleight of hand. He doesn't notice his bones are being picked.
Yeah, he doesn't notice them, but he's still gonna die.
Oh, now he wants to try and get his stupid dwarf friend.
Okay. You attempt to go back in, and as you do, you notice that he is just owning everything. He's just punching people in the face left and right, and a few people are punching him, but he seems fine with it.
He's
He's
laughing
just going,
at them and showing them how to punch.
and he's just knocking people out left and right. Do you still
You see a
want to help
bunch
him, or do you
bunch of
just
people,
want to...
yeah.
What's he gonna do?
Oh, he's gonna fling the hammer into the dwarf's face.
Okay, technically I didn't say this happened. Because we already went past this while you were gone.
It's fine by me.
Okay, throw it. See if it hits him first. So, are you proficient in hammer throwing? If not, then it's an unproficient throw.
Eight, he said.
That doesn't even get close to him. As you
Oh.
throw it through the air, you hit a random guy who was about to punch him in the back of the head. You actually help him.
Do I notice that?
No, you're too drunk and too focused on
Okay,
who's
that's
in
fine.
front of you.
I don't notice it at all. So, what do you want to do? Hide.
You're hidden in that storage room. And nobody seems interested in going in there.
Not when there's so much fun outside.
Yeah, you're just punching people. He purposely started this. He tried to blame it on other people, but they kept seeing through his lies, so he just punched him in the face.
It worked, didn't it?
It knocked that guy out, yeah.
So he says he's slowly backing away as he missed me.
Alright. So he's gonna hide in that room, I assume. From what he said before. And if that's true, tell me he can type to you if I'm assuming something incorrectly.
Yeah.
That he didn't want to do. So he hides in that room. After a while, everything dies down a little bit. You peek out of the room, and you see your dwarf friend going, "I want to, I want to," and then he just faints on the bar. But one thing you do notice is that the tiefling that was drunk before, that did the drinking contest with your friend, is now sort of stumbling back up onto his feet.
He missed the show.
Yeah, he wasn't a part of it at all. He was unconscious, and you threw a table into him, and he fell on the floor. So he's just stumbling to his feet. And this is the guy that you were supposed to talk to. So you can try to talk to him.
He goes into the room, he gets his hammer, and he tries to help up the tiefling that's trying to get up.
All right. He looks over at you and he says, "What the hell happened in here? I didn't go into a blind rage, did I? Ugh. And once you ask him his questions, we'll say that that's it for now, and then you can save any information that you gather for next time, whenever that is. So we can do it throughout the week if you want, or we can just do it whenever.
Okay, so he said short
two
story brawl, long story dwarf started a brawl.
Alright. So as long as he heard what I said, you guys can pick this up whenever, or we can just do it when, like I was doing with Ben, whenever the other people couldn't show up. So it's up to you. You two can talk about it whenever you want to. So, he goes, "Oh, that stupid dwarf." He sits down on the chair and he notices that some of his friends are on the floor and some of them aren't there, or at least in his visual range. And he just goes, "Did you want something? You looked like you were looking at me before the drinking contest, so."
Oh yeah,
Geo
said that he did understand and hear what you said, and we might be able to do it tomorrow. I don't know if that time fits for you. I should be good tomorrow, so.
Yeah, some point tomorrow. I got something to do tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, so I'll let you know.
I'll just, whenever I wake up, I'll log on to Facebook. So if you just send a message, I'll catch it.
Alrighty.
So yeah, and tell me about it. And yes, we need some info about the cult. That's what he said in character.
Okay. The guy's just rubbing the side of his head. He also did fall and hit the floor, so it might not just be his drinking that caused him to rub his head. He goes, "I'm not even sure if it was the cult, but I can give you a little bit of information. So you're the guys that are doing the contract, I assume. Causing more trouble here than them guys, at least at the moment. Oh. Anyway, I'll just say that what I saw was a couple of people hanging around the bar.
He said every bit helps, and yes, we are. Hey, not me.
He shrugs. I was unconscious. Sorry. But anyway, the only thing that I saw was some people poking around the back of the bar. I assume that they were trying to steal some food, which is applicable to this cult, as you call them. That's their modus operandi, their raison d'etre, if you will. What they've been doing around here.
And he says, "Runk not fight for no reason."
he nods. I'm too in pain to really care. Anyway, the guys, they had a couple of tamed rats and a wolf with them. Never seen anything like it. Or at least that's what I thought I saw. Saw them run away. Looked like a couple of rats and a wolf.
So the cult might have food shortage.
Well, is he saying that the cult might have a food shortage?
Yeah.
To him. Okay. He says, well, food is scarce around here. Not many people live here. As a result, the vegetation tends to grow on very specific soil. And the animals, well, they're all on fire. So they're hard to hunt. So it's hard to cultivate anything here. But yes, they're probably having a hard time hunting, is my guess. Though they do have tamed animals, so I don't know what their problem is. Any good master of the hunt would have a tamed animal to hunt with, so I don't know what the problem is.
It's typing now. Might as well not use for hunter food. Well, they might not use for hunter food.
I'm not sure. Whatever the reason, they are an annoyance for the people around here. Including me. I mean, they even stole a big old barrel of firewater. Which is my favorite drink, by the way. That's why I decided to live around here. Sort of a connoisseur of drink, if you get my drift. I assume he's typing.
Yeah, he's probably typing in something long. No. Is fire water flammable and can go boom?
Well, you saw it when I poured it out. It goes on fire just as a natural property. So you have to have an external source of heat that would ignite the bottom portion, because the upper portion tends to be on fire already. That's where the particles tend to surface. The bottom portion is more alcohol. So if you were looking, that might be a good way to do it. My head. And he calls over to the barkeep. Bring me some hair of the dog, or whatever. And the barkeep comes over. The table in front of him is completely destroyed. So he just gives it to him in his hand, and he unscrews it and takes a gulp of whatever the bartender gave him. You didn't even really look. You can look if you want. But
Thanks for the info and look at what was given.
Alright.
Yeah.
The thing that was given to him is another clear flask. This one's a bit bigger. And inside is a white, watery looking liquid. It's probably hangover medication of some sort. And the guy says, Yeah. We all have to stick together around here. That's why there's very little racism. But we still fight from time to time.
Stronger together.
He puts up a fist.
And the next tavern brawl begins.
Pretty much. So
No.
if you're done with this character, we'll pick it up another time.
So you're done with him?
I assume so.
Yeah.
Sure.
Slowly fist bumps and sure like where this is going.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna kill the stream.
Yeah.
We'll pick this up another time. Boop, 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 boop.